Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel for a new video. This is going to be an exciting video because I'm going to talk to you about Tesla and what its future holds. And I believe that Tesla is really effed for the near term, but there is a huge opportunity in the stock. And I think that if you're a long-term or short-term investor in Tesla, this is a very important video for you. So there has been a huge change in Tesla. Oh, by the way, if you like this video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. And why don't you say hi to me on Twitter? My handle is Vince is Bullish. And just let me know that you are from this video. If you happen to say hi, it would be nice to connect. So there has been a huge change in Tesla recently, and if you haven't been living under a rock, I'm sure that you have heard it. The seemingly unlimited demand has ended, and Tesla has begun lowering their prices to sell through their factory output. So before, Tesla had a seemingly unlimited demand from people, and the analysts, they were calculating the prices of the stock, and there was just no end in sight to the waiting lists and how many models, and it was all very, very optimistic, right? But with the interest rate increases and who knows, maybe with market saturation, they came to a point that they have to lower prices to not lessen the factory production. And this is a huge change that is new it was new for me. Let me know if it was new for you, but I believe that this is not something that the Tesla world was expecting, and maybe is not fully acknowledging yet. So this is a huge change. And the other things, they have always been here. We know Elon is distracted. He has like 10 companies. He has always had 10 companies, and the stock did just fine. You know, Elon tweets a lot. This has, again, always been the case. He was almost removed from his CEO position by the SEC the SEC for different tweets that he has done. And the competition is coming. This has always been the case. But I believe that there is a huge opportunity in the stock right now if you're a certain kind of investor. And again, I have to explain this in more detail. So the best opportunities for stocks usually come in the form of misunderstanding and asymmetries in the market. So normally what is hard for people to understand is when most people are pessimistic about something. If you live through just this recent down crash, look at where the market bottom was. It was in about October 2022. And if you turned on the news on October 2022, everyone, including your grandmother, was telling you to sell. I mean, heck, you even turned on Jeremy Financial Education channel, who is always buying. He's like the mega bull of the internet. And even he was not buying at that time because he thought that it was so scary. And that was the best way to effing buy stocks. So it's always going to be like that. If you want the best deal, then you have to go against the market and you have to be right. Okay, that's a slightly important point there. And normally when everybody agrees that a stock is great and you should buy that stock, that is the time to sell that stock, or at least that's the time when most of the upside is taken out of the stock. So currently we have a situation that even Tesla bulls are infighting. I saw a tweet and I couldn't find it. I really wanted to show it to you guys. I think it was by Tesla Mama. I don't remember who it was. And she was like, help, help. I want to get back to the time when it was Tesla Q, or the Tesla bulls against the Tesla Q, and the Tesla community was so united. And now, you have Gary Black and, other guys who are like attacking, pushing back on Elon not advertising. And there's a lot of bulls that are dissatisfied. And again, this is just a sign that we are probably at a very low stock price, and it's a good time to buy because, a lot of people, even the Tesla bulls, start to disagree with you how good the company is. And again, the stock is not the same as it was. As we know, people got an insane return on Tesla during the COVID times. The stock went from $24, this is obviously split adjusted, to about $400. That is almost a 20x return from trough to peak. And I think that there's a lot of Tesla bulls out here who are thinking that Tesla is going to go sideways and then it's going to repeat itself. And unfortunately, I'm here to tell you that this is never coming back. Again, at that time, there was two schools of thought. One of them was that Tesla is a completely worthless company that is going bankrupt very soon, and they're not able to scale up Model 3. There's no demand for Model 3, and their business model doesn't work. And even if they scale up Model 3, it just means that they're losing more money on each car that they sell. So obviously all of these were proven wrong at the same time, and everybody had to re-rate the stock, and this is what caused this insane jump in the stock. The problem is that today everybody agrees that Elon Musk is great, the company is great, and all that you're debating about is what price you should pay for the stock. So that automatically takes out a huge upside in the stock, right? But there is still a huge upside. So what is the biggest asymmetry with Tesla? So again, the reason why I'm telling you this is because as an investor, you need to know what you're getting into. And I feel that there's a lot of unserious stock investors who are buying Tesla because it's going to 10x in 3 years. And Cathie Wood is not helping when she goes on TV and says the same thing. So if you think that, I don't think that Tesla stock is a good stock for you. If you're happy with the stock price going up an average 20-30% per year, which is huge, it's fantastic, I would be really happy with that return, then this might be something that you should be looking at. And it's very important to know your expectations. Again, if you are trying to retire in 3 years from now and you need your money, I don't think that this is the best stock for you. So to understand the problem with Tesla's stock price, you need to understand how analysts work and how they have to model certain things. So the problem is that because of this change in Tesla, right? So there is not this unending demand, and they had to lower the prices. They had all their Excel sheets, done with, okay, Tesla is going to have a 28% gross profit margin and, almost a 20% operating margin for eternity. And they had this in these tables, and this is how they could justify this huge stock price, right? But now with this new scenario, what happens, and analysts very much have to think safe. Their job is they're protecting the money of very high net worth individuals. And generally they tend to have very pessimistic assumptions because, again, they're not there to 10x the money. They're there to mostly not lose the money and try to beat the S&P 500. But it's not even a problem if they don't beat the S&P 500 most of the time. So they have to model in now that there is a huge decrease in the margins, right? So if you go from a 20% margin to maybe a 10% margin, you have to cut the stock price in half because the company is earning half the profit, right? But also, they don't have the new numbers to put in their Excel tables because we as bulls, we understand that this might be a 1, 2, 3 year period in Tesla when they're, lowering the prices extremely low so they can just sell through the output, and then they're going to turn on autopilot, and then Tesla is going to be like a true software company that can even make money on the old cars. Like, think about it, they might be able to make money in 2023 on the cars, on the millions of cars that they sold in 2025, let's say, on the 2 million cars that they're going to sell this year, the 3 million cars they're going to sell next year, and nobody is even able to do this. But the problem is that analysts have to look at the past and they have to extrapolate into the future, and because there's no other car company doing this, they don't know what numbers to put in their tables, and because it didn't happen in the past, so it cannot happen in the future, so therefore everybody is revising the stock price down. So the thing is that this is going to show up in the numbers, right? And when it's going to show up in the numbers, the stock price has to be repriced and reevaluated. So this is a huge asymmetry because we know that Wall Street is not allowed to, or they can't think with this. And us as Tesla bulls, if you believe that the FSD is going to be solved, and you don't have to believe that it's going to be solved next year or the year after, just that, let's say in the next 3-4 years it's going to be solved, then I think that Tesla is a huge buy, but not in the short term, because in the short term, as long as these numbers don't play out, all the analysts have to do, as I said, lower their price target, and the stock is not going to do really well. This again is not investment advice, this is just my opinion, and I'm explaining to you the logic of why I'm thinking. But I am an investor who is in the stock for the next 10-20 years, and I can use this short-term discount, which I think is coming and is already here, to really load up on a huge position. But I think that it's very important to know, as a Tesla investor, that in this time, as the analysts are bringing down the price targets, there's probably going to be more price cuts coming. As the stock price goes down, you will see frustrated Tesla bulls, you will see FUD in the news, you will see analysts come out against Tesla, and maybe some people that you don't expect go out of the stock altogether. And this is just something that you have to know. This is how the stock market works. And again, this is just a show of how good the opportunity is. But you just have to remember that the best time to buy is when you disagree with the market, and the smaller opposition you are, the bigger the opportunity. So the more people disagree with you, the bigger the opportunity. So again, I'm speaking to myself a little bit here, but the more people go against this, and I see that the company just delivers and FSD is coming and they're selling more cars, the more I believe in this. And again, the more opposition comes to this, the better the opportunity in the market. So this was my thought around Tesla, and I think that it's very important that everybody anchors their expectations. And I don't think the stock is going to do well the next 1 to 2 years, but the problem is I don't know if it's going to go lower. I don't know what is going to happen. So I'm going to have a target price, and which I'm, by the way, going to publish here, and I'm going to publish on Twitter. And as long as the stock is below that target price, I'm going to be buying the stock, and I believe that this position is going to work out fantastic. But let me know in the comments what you think, and hit me up on Twitter @VinceIsBullish. See you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Ciao, ciao.